Hi everybody, Keith here. Hey, I wanted to go over something with you real quick. Something to show you about my case in regards to some of the posts I've been posting lately. Those of you that know me know mine is over a quote, traffic violation. Being pulled over with plates that said private property. That's all they said, nothing else. Just went out to local hardware store and got the private property placards, and they arrested me, took me to jail and all that. And when I went to arraignment, if you look in the posts below, you'll see a picture of a handwritten plea of guilty that I tried to enter at the arraignment. And basically what I did when I went to this arraignment, when they called me up, I went up to the defense table, and he motioned me to come up to the bench, because you know nowadays they have everything on computer. And what he did was he swiveled the computer over as I went up to the bench, and he started reading off the nature and cause of the charges and asked me what my thoughts were on it. And I told him right away when I looked at the thing, I said, well, that's not my name. It looks like my name, but mine's spelled differently. And then I proceeded to spell it for him in the correct upper and lowercase sensitive spelling. And as soon as I did so, he said, oh, go ahead and have a seat, and we'll get a recorder in here for you. So then he cleared out the entire courtroom. And so the only two people left are myself and my first-hand witness, who is recording this. She's got her phone, this one that I'm using now, in her pocket, and it is recording the arraignment. So I do have a recording of this. But anyway, he calls me up the second time, tells me to go ahead and have a seat at the defense table. So I go ahead and grab a seat, and he goes again and reads the nature and causes of the charges and asks me how I plead. And I again said, well, I'd like to make a correction in that that's not the way I spell my name. And again, I went through the entire thing this time. He allowed me to spell my entire name, at that time what I called my name, in the correct upper and lowercase sensitive spelling. And as soon as I got done spelling my name, he threatened to put a warrant out for my arrest if I did not participate in the arraignment. Now understand, people, I was there. I got called up once, got sat back down, called up again, and simply because I spelled my name in its proper spelling, in its correct spelling, in what is proper to me, I was threatened with an arrest for not participating. I then held up my handwritten plea of guilt, ready to submit, and was again threatened with arrest for not participating. I want people to understand, when they read off the nature and cause of the charges, they may have the nature of the charge, which is the offense itself. But they don't have a cause, because the officer didn't have a probable cause to even pull anybody over. The probable cause is what's considered a crime. And if they can't establish personal jurisdiction first, above and beyond all else, then they do not have anything. Period. Understand this, people. Now I want you to look at this. I've got this order for this warrant for arrest that was issued immediately after I was present at this arraignment. And I even asked if I was free to leave, and this Nathan Callahan said, yes, you are free to go. And then he issued this warrant, and it says on October 21st. And understand, when you look at this, I'll put another picture of this in the comments so you can look at this. And this is the order for the warrant. And it says the plaintiff is the state of Iowa in all capital letters, versus Keith Orland Little in all capital letters as the defendant. Then It says on October 21st, 2016, the person who appeared on behalf of the defendant for arraignment refused to acknowledge that he was Keith Little, and the Keith Little here is spelled in the upper and lower case spelling, as charged in the trial information. The court consequently concluded that the defendant was not present for arraignment. The court finds that a warrant should be issued for the defendant's arrest and bond on file should be forfeited. It is therefore ordered a warrant shall be issued for the defendant's arrest with bond set in the amount of $5,000 cash or surety. 2. The bond in the amount of $3,900 currently on file is forfeited and surety is directed to timely satisfy the bond on request or request a hearing opposing the entry of judgment. Understand what that says, people. A warrant shall be issued for the defendant's arrest with the bond set in the amount of $5,000 cash or surety. Bond in the amount of $3,900 currently on file is forfeited and surety is directed to timely satisfy the bond or request a hearing opposing the entry of judgment. Then if you look down at the bottom, it says copies to. And this is who they're supposed to notice. This is what you do when you put your affidavits in, your documents in, you file them, and you put down at the bottom copies to or notices to. And they're supposed to follow law of principle, and notice of principle is notice to agent, and notice to agent is notice of principle. They're supposed to send copies out. And so this one here says copies to attorney, or copies to county attorney and surety. Now, I'm not the county attorney, yet I'm the one they sent this copy out to, so that means they're calling me the surety. So, the thing about this is, no matter what you do, they're going to try to make you a surety. And unless you go into court and make that very clear, I am not a surety. I refuse to consent. There is no wet ink signatured contract that can be brought forth to show that any person has jurisdiction over me. And that's what it comes down to. That's what your cause is. Another person has to claim damage or harm or loss, period. Even in contract law, they have to show some kind of breach. In here, they can't show any kind of breach because there is no valid contract. There is no cause. I have breached no contract because there is no contract. Therefore, there is no cause. I have committed no crime because no one has been injured. Therefore, there is no cause, either in criminal or civil court. Period. There is no cause unless there is actually a crime. Period. Understand this, people. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. God bless. I love you all. I'm going to get this picture taken and posted right below. Have a great night, folks.